Alex, I'm not going to do the defensive side of the ball here. I'll just go left to right. Big things I noticed is that we're not getting hands on our tackles like we worked on this week. We got to make sure that the tackles want to leave us, that we make sure they can't get our hands on them, shove them down the line, maintain the line of scrimmage. We don't want to sacrifice the line of scrimmage in order to keep hands on, but there were times where we just ran right by them and they were able to get up to our linebackers pretty quick. So we're going to make sure we take care of our job and not have our eyes in the backfield when we have a base technique. We do have some good examples of us doing this, but there were a few times where we weren't getting hands on. There's a couple times where we were too high and we were getting driven off the ball, but for the most part, we played pretty well. So I'm just going to go left to right here for every play. So starting with Ben Witt, he takes his 2 read steps, sees this guy, goes outside. He stays square on him. He gets extension. He's been able to play both his gaps. Now the thing that you have to do is that once you know the ball is declared outside, is that you need to get rid of this guy and then go pursue down the line of scrimmage. Make sure we keep our feet. Okay, Pacer, you do the same thing. Now get rid of him. Okay, you do a decent job of that. Now you're running down the line of scrimmage. Okay, LaFleur, this is where you need to get hands-on and demolish this guy. This is right away, first play, we're not doing a good job getting hands-on, and he's running up to our backside backer. We need to make sure we get hands-on. I do like your pursuit, but we got to do our job first. Okay, next play here. I think we all have base blue again. Okay, we get hands-on, we get extension. Sorry, I'm going to go left to right here. Okay. Once again, we don't get hands-on. You have your eyes in the backfield right away. LaFleur, I thought about a couple times taking you off because you were not doing your job getting hands-on. And I'm letting you know if that this next week, if you're not getting hands-on, if you have your eyes in the backfield, you're not going to be on the field. We have to make sure we get hands-on and destroy this guy. I see how your eyes are in the backfield right away. You need to take care of your key first. Okay, and your key is running right by you and getting up to the backside backer, which is not good. You need to be physical and demolish this guy and make sure he's not getting up to the second level. So LaFleur, that's not good at all. Okay, Pacer, you need to be lower and you need to have your hands on the inside. Okay, I can see your hands out here on the shoulder. You need to be lower. I want to see your head down by the hip. Ben, that's decent. I'd like to see us a little bit lower as well. A little bit too high up on the shoulder. I'd like to see a little bit lower. But you do get extension. You do get rid of the guy. And then you pursue. Okay, here it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but it looks, I think we slanted. Okay, you're doing a good job being in your 5 technique. You do a good job splitting the double team here, Pacer. And I think you slanted in and the guard came out to you. So you're out in your gap, which is good. Okay, once you see play comes inside, LaFleur, you do a good job trying to spin back in. And Pacer, good job getting in on the tackle. Next play going left to right. Okay, we got our 5 technique out here. We must be slanting this way. Okay, he steps inside hard. We got to make sure we jam him, which we do. That's excellent. So LaFleur, if you're watching on what you need to do exactly that. Jam that guy inside. Now, the one thing I do notice is that we give up too much ground when we do this here. Okay, if you notice where we end up at, since we're running in, we end up about 1 or 2 yards back downfield. Okay, so try to make contact with this guy a little bit sooner on the line of scrimmage if we can. Okay, but notice what it does do. Since we get hands-on, linebacker number 1, linebacker number 2 are able to flow over the top and try to get into this play. That's our job as linemen. Pacer, you're too high. I shouldn't see your helmet. I should see your helmet down by the hip. We need to make sure we do that this week against St. Thomas, or we're not going to win. We got to make sure we're lower and down by the hip because all they're going to do is double team us all night long. We got to make sure we keep our ground. LaFleur, you have to make sure you cross face here and get into your gap. Okay, next play here. Slant inside. We got to make sure we work right back out right away, get into our gap. You do a decent job of doing that, Owen. Okay, this is a nice job staying nice and low, Landall. That's very nice. Okay, don't even see you at all. That's excellent, being down by the hip and being fast. Good job. Okay, LaFleur, being out in our 5 technique, you should be out here. Okay, you shouldn't be inside at all. Austin, you are leaving too early, and you are vacating your responsibility too early. We do not expect you to make a tackle on an outside throw out here when you're here. We expect you to control your C gap and stay there until you know absolutely sure that the ball is gone. You are vacating too early. You need to stay in and do your job. Your job is not to make a tackle out here on the pass. Your job is to command the C gap and sit right here and do your job and then pursue late. You are taking 2 steps and not even bothering getting hands on sometimes, just looking in the backfield, seeing where the ball's going and then running to it. We don't expect you to make those tackles. Trust the other people on the defense to do their job and to make the tackles out in space. Your job is to control your gap and then rally to the ball and get there and help out if you need to. But LaFleur, we don't need you to be the first one there. Okay? We should have guys out there. We got guys out there helping out with this. Okay? We need to make sure we take care of the inside first. It's our job to take care of the inside. See, even though you left right away, you still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in front of you to get there first, because that's their job to take care of that. Our job is to take care of the inside. So I want you to take pride in getting hands on your key, being physical on the tackles, and doing your job. Okay, here once again, we got a sail call or a spam call. It's a sail call, so we're slanting in. I like how we're nice and low. Okay, Owen, make sure you get back out into your gap here, which you do a decent job doing. Okay, LaFleur, make sure you step with that inside foot first. It should be that inside foot down, engaging this guy. I do like finally how you get hands on here and you're out in your gap. This is a good job. Okay, and then I like how you work a pass rush move upfield and then you turn and run. That's a good job there. Okay, here I think we're running a wham, I believe. Okay, so slanting in, A gap, slant, playing our 5 technique. Okay, so awesome watching you. Could be lower, and we got to make sure we get into our gap right away. Okay, Landall, you do a nice job staying low, getting into the play. Okay, Owen, you're doing a nice job staying out in your C gap here. Okay, working to get extension. I like how you're playing your C gap, and you're just trying to compress this guy back into the hole. That's a good job. Okay, LaFleur, watching you. You touch your guy, but same thing. We're too busy looking in the backfield and not destroying the guy in front of us, our key, and jamming him down the line of scrimmage. You can do exactly what you're doing, but keeping this guy on the line of scrimmage. You can still look down past his hip, but keeping your hands on and driving him flat. We don't need you to be doing this. We need you to stay in front of him because it's your job to keep him off the linebacker who's scraping over the top, because it's his job to make the tackle. And thankfully, he still gets there and does that because this tackle is slow. But when we're going against a team like St. Thomas, where this guy is a lot faster and he's going to be on our linebacker right away, we're going to be in deep trouble because we're not doing our job getting hands on. LaFleur, once again, you need to do a better job at this or you will not be playing on Friday. Okay, I can't have this. I can't us have linemen being selfish and getting their eyes in the backfield and then running downhill because you're still not even getting in the play. Okay, because that's not your job to make that tackle. It's this guy's job to make the tackle. When you're slanting, then it's your job. Okay, but when you have a base technique, I expect you to dominate this guy. Okay, if I see any of this week during practice, I'm putting someone else in for you. Okay, Landau, you do a nice job here. Getting extension, looking through the hip. I'll just try to get rid of this guy more. But you do a good job trying to get in there and make this tackle. You know, this could have easily been a holding call on him. But you do just about everything that you can. Okay, Owen, you feel a double team. You do get moved, so you drop your knee. This is good. I like that we got two guys on top of you because guess what? That means we got a free runner. Okay, we got a runner right here. Okay, we got a runner right here, and that's how it should be. Okay, next play. We're running, I believe this is weapon. Okay, so slant inside, slant that way. Or no, we should be slanting that way, and he's going there. Okay, all of us do a great job staying in our gap. Oh, and you do a good job being a 5 technique. That's pretty good on all of our parts here. Okay, got base called on. We do a great job reading our key, getting out to them, getting hands on. Now we're demanding a 2-on-1, which is good for us because guess who gets over the top? Okay, we do a great job getting hands on and not allowing him to work up to the second level. So our linebacker, who's faster than us, is able to flow over the top and is able to get into the tackle. That's our job as a base technique. Okay, watching you, Pacer. We got to sit lower. We cannot get reached like this. We got to make sure we stay square on this guy, diagnose this play sooner, and then run down the line of scrimmage. Okay, we got to diagnose that sooner, Pacer. Okay. Once again, can't have this. I think I've said it enough. You need to stay in front of him, get hands on, because it is not your job to run this down from the backside and make this tackle. In fact, it's going to make it worse because now they're going to start reading you because they know that you're not going to be disciplined in your job, and they're going to see you run down the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to keep it and run it for a touchdown. You need to get hands on and demolish this guy. But we're playing selfish. Let's see here. Do we even get in the play? There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 guys there before you are, because it's not your job to run this play down from the backside. It is your job to kill this guy so he can get over the top and make the tackle. I'm just watching to make sure that we're all staying in our gaps. Which we do a good job of doing that. Good job on bluff, guys. Don't worry so much about taking your steps. Just make sure you're screaming off the butts of the linebackers, and we do a great job. And notice that we have both of us coming free. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, we got base blue here. It's a great job staying out here on our tackle, getting hands on. That's a great job, Ben. Okay, Pacer, your steps look a little lazy here. Looks like you're not taking your 2 steps here. You see how you're just taking 1 step and you're dragging behind? Okay, right here, you need to back up off the ball a little bit. Make sure you get both steps into your guy. Okay, we need to keep a wider base. You're standing up too tall. Because notice this is just way too easy for us being pushed over. We got to make sure we have a wider base. Okay, LaFleur, this is a better job of getting hands on your guy. Notice he has to stay flat on the line of scrimmage, which allows our linebacker to flow over the top even easier. He has a better time because he doesn't have a tackle in his face. Okay, it could still be better because our job as a base technique is playing both these gaps. We got to be able to play both B gap and C gap. You do a good job getting hands on, but you cannot play B gap from here on the side that you're on. You're just taking the easy way out, which is not good. You need to be head up on your guy. You need to be just like Ben Witt is here. This guy's running way outside, and he's doing a good job trying to stay square on his guy. Okay, Ben and LaFleur, I like how both of you start working rush moves right away once you recognize it's pass, and we flush the quarterback out of the pocket. That's a good job. Because of that, he makes a bad throw. We move on to the next down. Okay, when we're in missile, I want you guys, I know we talked about it later, I want you guys out here in C gaps, way out here, maybe even in a 7 technique, angling in, rushing upfield to contain him in the pocket. Also, what it does, since you're way out here and you run upfield, it's hard for the guards to come out and help. If you're in tight like this, they can come out and punch you and help out really, really easily. But if you're way out here and you rush upfield and you get level with the quarterback and then you spin back inside, or you get level with the quarterback and then you just punch this guy and drive him into the quarterback, it makes it a lot tougher for these guards to come out and help. And it squeezes the pocket on this guy, and it makes it easier or harder for him to be flushed out of the pocket. If we just slant B gap right away, all he's got to do is roll out, and then he's good to go. And that's exactly what happens here, is that he rolls out because we go B gap and we don't keep contain, and he's able to roll outside the pocket and be able to make a throw. Okay. A couple good things there to look at, talk about. What I will do here, let's move on and look at some other guys. Here we go. This is what I want to look at. So we got Jaden, Vinci, and Tui in here. Jaden, you're a 3 technique. You need to be a 4 technique. I need to be able to trust you to line up in the correct spot. Okay. You got to line up at a 4 technique. That's your job. We shouldn't be in a 3 technique. You got to be able to play both gaps. Okay. It looks like we got a wave call. So when we got a wave call, you got to be out in a 5 technique here, because we got slant here, slant here. Your job is a 5 technique out here in the C gap, and you need to be attacking the outside shoulder. There is no reason why we should be in the B gap, especially when we got a wave call. You got to know what your job is on defense. Okay, so you need to be out here protecting your C gap. Vinji, this is a great slant, excuse me. Okay, and this is way too high, Tui. We need to be ripping low and get through this guy's shoulder. I do like our pursuit, though. Okay, we got to make sure we take our 2 steps here and then sit, get our hands inside and not get walled off like this. We cannot get walled off like this because this is where they're running the ball. We need to make sure that we're staying square. And then we can't just run around like this. We need to make sure we get rid of this guy. Okay, we can't get walled off from the play. We got to make sure we're able to play both our gaps. We need to get rid of this guy and get into the play and not run around him. Vinji, we're too high on our slant. Okay, notice how he's able to get down on your hip. We need to have our head down by their hips, but you do a good job sinking when you realize the double team and you're not getting moved, which is good. Okay. Tui, you're too high. You need to get extension. Keep your hips back. Make sure you have a wide base. Here, all of us do a pretty decent job staying nice and low and getting into our gap. This is a decent job by all of us here. Once again, Jaden, you're in a 3 technique. I need you to be in a 4 technique. You have to line up in the correct spot. Okay, especially once again, I think we have a wham twist call on here. So he's slanting, or we have a wham call, I believe. I'm trying to see what we got going on here. Oh, maybe it's a spam twist. So you're slanting. The linebacker's going there. Okay, so Jaden, you need to be in a 4 technique and you need to be slanting inside into this gap. Jaden, we're also a little bit too high. Notice how he's underneath your shoulder pad. You need to be low to high and underneath him. Okay, Vinji slants. He does a good job being underneath his guy. Okay, Carson, I see looks like you're in a 5 technique. You're playing your C gap, but you need to get a better shot on this tackle. Notice how we don't shove him down the line of scrimmage and squeeze him like we're supposed to. Because if you squeeze him down, this kick out block is going to be really hard. If you squeeze this guy down to here, they're not going to be able to kick you out. But since we don't get great hands on, they're able to kick you out here, which is not good for us. Once again, we're in a 3 technique. You need to be in a 4 technique. Okay, here looks like we got a sail call, so we're slanting. We're going to be in a 5 technique here. Okay, Jaden, we got to make sure we slant into our gap here. We should be blowing up this tackle and instead of just running straight up field. You need to be getting in front of this guy because that's your gap that's leaving. We shouldn't just be running straight up field. Try to get in this guy's way. Plus, if no one touches us, we got to sit down low because it's too good to be true if no one's touching us. Okay, Vinci, you got to get your second step down. Notice when you make contact, this foot was still up in the air. Okay, we're too high. This is where we need to re-rip back inside and keep our feet. Okay, Carson, he steps down. We need to get an even better punch on this guy. Okay, note you do a lot better job here. You actually knocked the guy over, and notice how you were not able to get kicked out here. This is actually a pretty decent job here because now they have to run the ball outside. Now they have 2 guys blocking you, which allows him to get over the top and help get in the play and make the tackle. Because Carson, you do a good job getting hands on. So Lafley, you need to watch this. He does a good job getting hands on and squeezing this down and being tight. He's a free runner. And we block 1, 2 more guys. So Tui takes on 3 guys here, and we have 1, 2, 3 guys or 2 guys able to make the tackle, which is really good. Okay, here once again, we're a really tight 3 technique for some reason. I don't know why we're lining up here. You need to be head up on the tackle. Maybe it's because here this is where we got screwed up and we're supposed to be in missile. This is where I screwed it up. So maybe that's why you're in a 3. But even here, Jaden, we're in a 3 technique. We can't be in a 3 technique, buddy. Because I can't tell if we're supposed to be slanting here because Vinji is slanting, but I can't tell what you're supposed to be doing because you're not over the 4 technique and it doesn't look like you're slanting in. Okay, here, Jaden, it's kind of hard to tell, but I can tell we're not really getting hands on here. And because of that, they're able to kick you out and we're way too high and they're able to run the ball inside here. So first off, since we don't get hands on, this tackle is able to get up to the linebacker and block him. Second off, since we didn't get hands on, you get kicked out. So now there's a nice little seam here for where they're able to run the ball. If we squeeze, both of those problems are eliminated. Vinji, it looks like we're too high. We need to sit down lower. And Carson, you need to squeeze harder on your side as well, because this guy's up to our other linebacker, and we need to squeeze him down. So both our ends need to do a better job squeezing. Okay, that's it.